We are set to go, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the weekly beer show. Woohoo! St. Peter's. I don't know what that means, but welcome, Nate. How are you?
I'm awesome, man. I'm rooting for this team.
Oh, that's the college hoops, right?
That's right. 15 seed made it to the Elite Eight. Does not happen very often. St. Peter's out of, I believe, Jersey City.
No idea.
New Jersey.
No idea. Have no idea. All right, we are set to go, guys. Haven't watched a second of the tournament, but I will tell you, we're here now, and it's going to be more than a second. We have an amazing show up ahead, and this is the weekly beer show. I am one of the hosts, Travel Man Dan. Nate is our other host, Nate Masshole. Okay,
Whoa.
welcome. Welcome to the show. Let me tell you a little bit about what we're doing here today. If this is your first time on the show, we go ahead and review beers. That's why it's called the weekly beer show. We have two delicious beers to talk about today. And man, I'm telling you, you don't want to miss this. These beers are world renowned. They're talked about all the time in the beer circle. They're pretty much the above line standard. And so we got our hands on them thanks to a friend of ours. And I'll go ahead and be sure to shout him out in a minute. But we're going to go ahead and review that. While we're reviewing that, we have a lot of cool segments. Like Robert Albanese is here, Rocco is here, Damien is here. We already have a lot of good folks in the house, and we'll go ahead and we're going to talk about good news. We got some brewery tours to bring up. We're going to do a What Would You Rather segment. All in all, it's going to be an exciting show. And Nate, we already see a bunch of regulars here. Let's go ahead and tell them, say thanks. Over to you.
Thank you. For those of you that are returning, you know exactly what we do here. We review two beers. We crack them, smell them, taste them. Then we go to the review board. We got 5 categories: style, price, taste, accessibility, X factor, all to accumulate 25 points. We have not done it yet, Danny. Is today the day?
I don't know. Today, if ever there was a day, Nathan, if ever there was a day, this would be the day. As I mentioned before, the beers that we're going to be reviewing today are, well, a lot of people probably don't know about them. And when I mean a lot of people, I mean just regular folk. We are two just regular guys who like to drink beer. But these beers in the beer circle, okay, amongst brewers, amongst beer people that go out and travel, these are the ones. I have heard about this one brewery that we're going to start off with for probably about 4 or 5 years. Every year I go home, my Uncle John brings it up. He tells me, Dan, you're not going to believe it. They line up for days. And then they're in the parking lot and they're trading beers, and then they go and resell them. And, so if you're not privy to that, then today's a great show to watch because we have one of those beers. But one thing I want to get to before we get started here, Mr. Masshole.
Whoa, right. Who are you talking
to? Not asshole, Masshole.
Masshole.
Drunatic, Drew. All right, what's up, Drunatic? Welcome to the show. One thing I want to go ahead and bring up and talk about, Chris had already mentioned that happy birthday, Nate. No, today is not Nate's birthday. Thank you so much for your lovely birthday song, Love and Lights. No problem. I sang Drunatic a little birthday and sent it to her. So, but what I want to talk about is last week was Drunatic's birthday. This week is an anniversary. And today's anniversary is this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 year of being on the show. Woohoo! Nate, awesome. I'm so excited that you're sticking to it and that you're here and you've brought so much value to the channel. You're an absolute pleasure. Hey, Martin, not only are you my best friend, I love that you're on here and the show has gotten exponentially better. I've been doing Trolling. Thank you. This is his anniversary. Truly, I am very, very blessed and happy that you're here, buddy, and that you're sticking with it. Like I said, I've probably been doing the show for about 2.5 years, maybe close to 3 years. But you had watched me in the shack doing it, and then you hopped on, and we're going to get into that throughout the show because this is kind of like the Massachusetts anniversary special, Nate. But Congratulations, man. Thank you so much.
Nate's the burger. There's no doubt about that.
Okay, so let me address something real quick. Seth called Nate a burger. He damn right is. Hot cross buns. I have no idea why you two knuckleheads would sing that all the time. But the reason that we're going to be doing these delicious beers, I'd like to thank you, Seth, for going ahead and sending those out to us. We really appreciate it. Seth lives in, I believe it's Connecticut or Vermont, Massachusetts. Where does Seth?
All right, let me hop in. First of all, Seth did not send these beers. I have an anonymous donor that sent them. Seth is from New Hampshire, not Vermont or Connecticut.
I'm all over the place.
But thank you, Seth, because he did send us maybe the best beer that we will ever drink, which I'm not going to drop the lead yet. That's going to be coming up in a edited video. He sent us that one. I don't want to talk
I got a headache. Yes, yes. Okay. Nate, thank you for clarifying that.
No problem.
Buffalo. What the dude? Yeah, you little ass. You little punk. All right, Buffalo rules. Everybody knows that. New Hampshire's just a place. Buffalo's a fucking brand, dude. Get that straight.
Wow.
Ooh, dropping F-bombs right away. Hams. He said hams. I love you too, man. All right. And in celebration for Nate's 1-year anniversary, let's go ahead. We're not even 7 minutes into the show, and we're busting it out. Bong-a-rooski.
What?
Yeah. Let's do it. It's bong time. All right. It's anniversary. It's a special day. I got to go ahead and celebrate this guy. He is a masshole. So I gotta go ahead. And today we're going to be doing Stella. All right.
What kind of beer is a Stella, Danny?
Stella is a Pilsner.
It is.
It is from. Oh, I haven't used the. Moochie won't. Robert Albany so. No, I ain't no Moochie, but I'll definitely do this. All right, Nate, take us through this last year while I fill up the bong. Take us through.
Yeah, so I think it was, what was the actual date? March 16th, 2021?
No, your first episode was March 21st.
Oh, 21st. Okay. So when I first hopped, I had so much anxiety going on to that show. You'll see, I think he's sharing a couple of photos later. But it's, it's difficult hopping on here when people are watching. So the progress has been a lot of fun. The maturation's been fun. It's been fun working with you. I had no idea what I'm doing. I still have no idea what I'm doing, but at least I can do what I don't know what I'm doing confidently, if that makes any sense.
Now, you're doing great, man. And the thing is, we talk a lot off camera that you guys don't see. And I always tell Nate, like, look, get 1% better every show. And through the years that we're going to be doing this, it's just going to turn into something a lot more than what you started. You've got the perfect neon sign for this job, says Frank. And that's the thing, Nate. We have no plans on stopping anytime soon. Nope. It's a work in progress. And, thank you so much for just being here and committing to that. That's a huge part of it. That is probably 90% of most all things is the commitment, especially over long term. And you're doing a great job, man. People are loving it. You're taking on some segments, and you're doing a lot of work that the producer does, like the all the setup and stuff. So really, man, thank you so much. And it's nice to see you grow. And for you, pal, I got a bong. All right, beer bong in the morning. What's it?
Let's go. I want to see it.
All right, so this is for a 1-year anniversary to my man Nate for being on the beer show. Here we go.
3, 2, 1. Beer bong. Look at this guy at 10 in the morning Pacific Standard. Already got a beer in him. By the way, so Robert Albany says, I forced Seth a funnel at 6 a.m. at the Pats Philly Super Bowl. That was in 2004. We drove down from New York City in an RV down to Jacksonville, Florida. And that's exactly what happened. It was about 6 in the morning. We were absolutely smashed that Friday night. And Seth did a funnel at 6 a.m. I think he did more than one.
Was that the day you turned off the song?
Yeah. So we were rolling into the Super RV Village, and I'm with 7 Patriots fans. I'm the only Eagles fan. And they had We Are the Champions blasting off of my iPod and my dock, right? And I turned off the generator because I didn't want anybody else to hear their bullshit. And they had no idea why that I turned it off for about an hour. And I told them later. And of course, I probably had to do a funnel.
I love that. I love it. Well, I commend you for actually going to the Super Bowl with 9 Patriots fans.
It was like 7 or something like that. I forget exactly.
Sounds like hell on earth to me. I'm not kidding. Go Buffalo! Hey! All right, pumped up, ready to go, guys. Now this brings us to the old Massachusetts, guys. Frank is in Massachusetts, I believe, right now. Seth is close to Massachusetts, and whoever else is out there, you will know if you're anywhere around Massachusetts of this brewery. You may have heard about it. You may have, been there yourself. No, Martin, don't let me hear that. But today's beer, hey, Baro, welcome. All right, all the way from India. Today's beer is a beer, like I said, Uncle John had talked about this beer for years, every year. Same thing. Hey, Dan, you got to try this one in Massachusetts. So I'm really excited for him. And my cousin Brian lives, I believe, an hour or two from Treehouse. And ladies and gentlemen, today's beer is brought to us from Treehouse Brewing, and it is the iconic Julius. Look at that. All right. The beer bottom. The bananas
Danny,
and pajamas.
What style of beer is this?
This style of beer is called an Indian Pale Ale, otherwise known as an IPA. Okay, this beer is, how strong is it, Nate?
6.8%.
6.8%. So it registers on the strength test here and on our show. And one of the things about this beer that's really kind of interesting, and we've talked about and we've had here before, is that it is a hazy IPA. And I think hazy IPAs are from New England. Is that correct, Nate?
It is. I can tell you a little bit about them if you want.
I would love for you to tell us a little bit about the hazy IPA.
All right. So as you guys can see here, the New England IPA, NEIPA, right? There's a couple of different styles of IPAs. You have American Pale Ale, you have the Indian Pale Ale, and there's broken up into 2 categories here in America. You got the West Coast and you got the New England IPA. The New England IPA specifically is a hazy beer. A hazy IPA, like the name implies, you can see it right there in the picture. It has a cloudy appearance, and you really can't see through it. If you take a Bud Light, you can almost see through it. There's a transparency, right? Even a standard IPA, you can almost see through. But a hazy IPA is far more than its looks. The foggy appearance hints at fullness of flavor, and it absolutely has that.
Oh, dude, hit him with the jazz hands.
Oh, Mom. What's up, Mom? So what's the origin of the hazy IPA? Well, this guy right here, John Kimmich, he is the one that invented this back in 2004 out of his brewery, The Alchemist, which is in Waterbury, Vermont. Seth, there's a drop right there. And they're characterized by juicy, citrus, and floral flavors with an emphasis on hop aroma with lower bitterness. What does that mean? That they're dry and double and triple hopping at the end of the process to get the aromatics going, and it doesn't impact the bitterness. So that is when that originated. Go ahead.
So Seth gave us the one from Waterbury that this guy created called the Hazy Topper, right?
Yep, correct.
It's such a special beer. It is like the flagship of all the hazy IPAs. Is the one that started this whole revolution. We have it. We're going to do an actual video on reviewing it when I'm in Las Vegas. But I'm just curious. My second question is, how is he sitting? Is one leg crossed?
No, so that is just that's just an effect. It's a mirror.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Happy 1 year with Nathan. What a handsome addition. Oh, thank you. You're talking about John Kimmich, if I must say so myself.
Oh, dude. Oh, man. If your mom met John Kimmich, oh, dude, and he came over on Thanksgiving with a case of Hazy Topper.
Oh, man. So anyway, how popular, Danny, is this style? So I went into Untapped. Untapped obviously it's the app or the website. You can go in, people check in their beers. If they're drinking a Julius, they will take a picture, they'll give it a score, they'll write a little blurb about it, what type of beer is it. But the most important thing is the check-ins and the score. So the IPA, the New England, is so popular right now. It was the number 2 checked in most beer in 2001. The haze craze continues to dominate the craft beer market. Over the past few years, New England style IPAs have just crushed the competition. And this year was no different, earning a whopping 6.1 million check-ins on Untapped. Defined by its characteristic cloudy appearance, this trendy, turbid beer style was first popularized by New England breweries, hence the name, but has since been brewed by pretty much everyone across the country. And as you can see down here at the bottom, the hazy little thing, that's how many check-ins, 458,000 check-ins in 1 year. Now, Sierra Nevada is a bit of a macro, right? It's a well-done macro. Yeah. So their reach is everywhere. Their accessibility is across the country, but still it shows the prowess. And it's a really, really popular beer at the moment. Not number one. The number one is the American Pale Ale.
Yeah, it's almost like the hazy caught fire. Now it's called, long form. Back in the early 2000s or mid 2000s, it was New England Hazy IPA. But now a lot of people just refer to them as hazy because 15, 16 years later, pretty much everybody's making them, right, Nate?
Yeah, they're all over the place. Every brewery has a hazy New England style IPA or in a West Coast IPA. But this one, go ahead.
Is it similar or different or like the same thing as, a lot of people refer to it as West Coast IPA?
West Coast IPA is going to be way more hop centric. There's going to be no adjuncts in it for the most part. An adjunct meaning, with these hazies, they can dump pulp in there. They can put mango pulp, all sorts of different things that are not the four main ingredients of beer, which is water, grain, hops, and yeast. So if you are going to go outside of those four ingredients, those are called adjuncts. These tend to have adjuncts in them. The West Coast IPA is going to lean way more on the hops. So you're going to get a pinier, spicy, citric kind of element without it being overly juicy. And it's definitely going to be clearer.
Huh. Okay.
And then one more thing here, guys. So if you want to try these beers, I went through and I wanted to just show you some that are available kind of across the country. We've actually reviewed several of these. So you can see on the left, I have them listed. On the right, there's a couple of pictures. We just recently did the Bat Squatch from Rogue. I like that beer.
Yeah, it was good.
Bell's official hazy IPA. We drank that on the show. What else, Danny? What else on here?
We drank the Voodoo Ranger last week with Beer Feelings, which was delicious, and she was wonderful. And, I have the Beer Feelings box. I just want to slide in her a little shameless plug. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a separate video just on the unboxing of Beer Feelings. We did the Voodoo Ranger back in the early days before Nate was here, and I was in the shack doing it. I did the Mine Haze, and I did the Anchor. So happy birthday, Nate.
Hey, listen, I have no problem having two birthdays. So yeah. Cool with me. There you go. So these are ones you guys can try. They're accessible. These are not going to be, the majority of these are single standard IPAs. They're not doubles. They're not triples. So the ABV is going to be a little bit on the lower end, but they're accessible. They're not that expensive, and anybody can try these.
Awesome. Great job, Nate. Well, now let's go ahead, and I'm excited that Brett Little is here. Twin, I love you. I miss you. Can't wait to get back to Buffalo and have you back on the show. But today we're going to be trying this one from Treehouse Brewing. This is the iconic Julius. All right. This one is the one that is world renowned. I liked it. So, Nate, let's go ahead and crack this sucker open. And what do we do?
Crack it, smell it, taste it. Boom.
Ooh, holy moly.
Yeah.
It's very citrusy.
Oh, yeah. That is, you can tell right off. As soon as you crack, like it wasn't even near my nose and I can smell it.
Yeah, this thing is like, it's crazy, man. Okay, so let's go ahead and pour this. It's going to, like I said, if you don't know what the color maize is, it's like a thicker, kind of fuller, more opaque, less opaque yellow and a cross between an orange. And that's probably
creamsicle.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, baby. Look at this thing. It almost looks like breakfast juice.
It does. It looks like simply orange juice.
Yeah, seriously, this is ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
I'm like in a sea of orange and maize. Look at this. All right, now these things, like what I talked about in the earlier days, these things became really popular amongst people, taking pictures and Snapchatting and Instagramming and, just taking pictures of beer because it wasn't like your father's old Milwaukee. This was your thing. Like this is like your trend, right? this is what you're drinking, and almost to the snobbiness. Beer soon. I absolutely, twin. Definitely. I'll be home this summer and looking forward to it. So hey, Nate. So the anonymous person that sent us these beers, starting with the Treehouse Julius. I want to say thank you so much. I really can't wait to take a first sip of this. I've heard about it for a long time, and now I'm really excited. So cheers to you, and cheers to your 1 year anniversary, Nate.
Thanks, buddy. Couldn't use a better beer for this, to be honest.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
That's good.
Yeah, that's a good beer.
That's good. That's different than all the other beers, dude.
It's not as offensively juicy as I expected it to be. You know, I expected almost like a juicy fruit kind of flavor. Danny, what was your first taste like? Sorry.
No, that's how. Yeah, no, get into it, man. If you gotta, man. I mean, I do taste very juiciness. I taste a lot of orange going on this thing. A lot of like orange centric, super creamy, refreshing in a weird way. Like a lot of hazies, they're not refreshing. They're almost like, whoa, what did I just drink? This thing is so much different than all the other hazies that I drank. I don't know if it's the build up to it. I don't know what it is, but something psychologically that's going on. I'll have to wait till I finish the entire beer. Obviously, the presentation of this thing is beautiful, but man, the first sip was outstanding. Really, really good.
Yeah. So one of my issues with the juicy element to these beers is sometimes they're too syrupy, chewy, pillowy. I don't get that from this. I get it's a little bit of a cleaner beer for me. I definitely get pine on the back end of the orange, and I'm definitely picking up that juice, but it's for how complex it is, it's simple. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's very, very nicely said, Nate. One thing I do want to tell you guys about real quick, as long as I got a quick second, went out last week and filmed a Travel Man Dan video. So I told you I was coming back in April. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing one Food Friday and one Travel Man Dan each and every month. And you know what? I've kind of evaluated this back and forth. And this is what got me this far. So I'm going to continue putting out Reading Man Dan. You are going to get a Reading Man Dan video on this channel. So expect those 3 to start in April. I'm so excited about it. I wanted to go ahead and tell you about it. You will have weekly videos. I'm going to do them. I might take a week off. If there's 4 weeks in a month, you will have like Travel Man Dan video, you'll have Food Friday video, and you will have your Reading Man Dan. So I'm excited about that, Nate. One of the things I really looked at was, you know what? This is what got me here. This is what I enjoy doing. And Reading Man Dan to me is one of my favorite shows to do, actually. So whether or not it fits with the algorithm or whether or not people enjoy it worldwide, I don't care. Like I started this because I love to create, and I'll see what happens down the line. But yeah, I wanted to bring that up. Now, Nate, we've talked a lot about already in the opening segment about Treehouse Brewery. Uncle John has mentioned it multiple times. Cousin Brian has. Tell us a little bit about this beautiful place called the Treehouse Brewing in Massachusetts.
Yeah, so as you can see here, we'll take you through a couple of slides, guys, but this is just showing you their information. If you want to check out their website, I suggest you do. I like their website. They do a good job. There's their Instagram account and their Twitter account. Their Instagram account has tons of awesome pictures. They do a really good job there. So Treehouse, where is it? We've kind of talked about this. It's in Massachusetts. For those of you in Europe that are watching, a lot of our communities not based in America. You can see the map there on the left. Massachusetts is in the northeast corridor of the United States. It almost looks like the boot of Italy in a way. Very coastal state. There's a ton of coastline. This brewery itself is in Charlton, Massachusetts, which you can see the red star on the right. It's in the middle of the state. Some facts about Treehouse.
Wow.
So they were founded in 2011. So
is that the brewery?
No, that's a Treehouse on property. But the fact they were founded in 2011 is 2022. In 11 years, they've kind of reached world-renowned status is pretty incredible to me. I do have hops in here. That's because as soon as you open this can, it's so much hops. It's hop forward. They are really into it. This is kind of their signature. They're part of the New England Hazy Ascension with Alchemist and Trillium. There's an actual treehouse there on property, which Danny commented on, but there is an exclusivity to this. So they're going to get dinged with this in the review. You can only buy this beer at the brewery. They limit your purchases. People roll up to these breweries with like minivans and pickup trucks, and they pre-order on their website cases of this beer. And Treehouse basically said, we can't allow people just to come in and buy it all up. So they had to put a cap on it to limit the purchases so everybody can try it. And they do try coffee, seltzers, ciders, and spirits. They've got a lot going on there. A very impressive company. Danny, we need to go check this place out.
Yeah, you know, I'm talking to you a lot about where we're going to do this first beer show meetup. And I keep going back and forth to a West Coast place like, you know, Los Angeles would be always a fun, or San Diego, because it's easy for us both to get to. And, you know, people from the East Coast would like it. Europeans would like it. But I'm being strongly strong-armed towards going to Massachusetts for this type of thing, because you have or Vermont and stuff like that. The appeal has to be, you know, people will come there and there'll be things to do. But fuck, man, if we can go to Treehouse, we are going to do one. So we might do like a West Coast meetup and then an East Coast meetup. Yep. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, but man, this place is awesome.
Dude, I mean, it's impressive, right? So I wanted to bring this up. I took this little snippet from an article I read. I'm going to read it very quickly. But they were the 4th best brewer in the world. I mean, come on, top 5 in the world. Insane. Treehouse Brewing Company in Charleston has been ranked the 4th best brewery in the world in 2019 by Rate Beer, an online beer reviewing community. The results were tabulated by using the ratings from members, with a heavy weight being given to 2019, but the last 4 years of reviews being tapped for the final rating. So, but if you look at who's number 1, 2, and 3, right? You got Hill Farmstead Brewery, who I've never heard of, Danny, out of Greensboro, Vermont. Second place, Side Project out of Maplewood. Is that Montana or Missouri? What's MO?
I don't know. That's a good question. I thought it was.
Let me help us in the comments. And then Trillium.
Frank, is that Missouri or Montana?
And then Trillium, of course, coming in at 3rd. So we've got 2 of the top 4 best breweries in the world, which I just think is incredible. I'm privileged to drink this. One more here. So I wanted to talk about
the Julius,
which is this. We're drinking it, right? So every single week I'm going to bring up, whenever we do these brew tours, we're going to talk about the flagship of every single brewery. The flagship for Treehouse is Julius. Anthony Quintiliani, welcome to the show, brother. Thank you so much. And Quince also sent me some beers that we'll be reviewing on the show in the future. But back to this, the flagship Julius. It's a New England style IPA, a hazy, 6.8%, 140,000 check-ins, which is a good amount considering you got to go to the brewery to get this beer.
Yeah.
And the score, 4.49 out of 5, is an exceptional score, Danny. That's super, yes.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's like 4.49 that's on Untapped, right?
Yes, correct. So, I mean, it's a legit beer. We're drinking one of the best in the world, hands down. You can argue which is the best, but it's one of them. Move on here. So I wanted to show the
that's what I'm talking about.
Right? Like, look at this. In the middle of Massachusetts.
Looks like Buffalo.
Acreage all over the place. Cars lined up on a weekend just to buy their beer. They've done something pretty incredible. And I wanted to show kind of an aerial shot of it. It's impressive.
Yeah, that is impressive. It looks like Western New York. I love it.
So I wanted to show a little bit more about the breweries. Look at that entrance. I mean, that's just phenomenal. Look at how much space they have. Like, you're not inside a brewery, right? You're not inside tight little spot, sprawling acreage, tree-lined, beautiful, sun-kissed day, drinking a Julius. That sounds phenomenal to me.
I mean, it looks like it from the road, like the opening road area. It looks like you're going to beer camp.
No, it does. You know what? I want to go to that beer camp.
I want to go to that beer camp too.
So the next one, I wanted to showcase some. Look at how beautiful their artwork is. The variants. Danny, they have so many beers. It's insane. They change by the week. They change by the month. If you go there and you try a particular beer, there's a good chance in 2 weeks they don't have that beer anymore.
Really?
Right? So they just cycle through right here. And I wanted to comment on the green ones. So what they do is kind of interesting. So I'll talk about Julius. Julius is an IPA, but they have a King Julius, which is a double IPA, and a Julius, which is another form or iteration of this beer. The green ones, they start with the green IPA, then they go to greenish, then they go to very green, then they go to green essential. It's just kind of cool the way that they format their beers and keep a consistency there. So I wanted to highlight some of that.
Cool. Yeah, that's great, dude. Great job again, Nate.
One more. All right. So I just kind of threw this in here because you can see their logo, and somebody had done this artwork on the left, which I thought was quite beautiful. Nothing else. Just wanted to share it. Thought it was cool. That's Treehouse, guys.
Hey, good job, man. I love it. Love it. Love it. And that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about, Nate. You brought absolute humongous value to the channel. I see we already have 13 people in the room. If you haven't already, be sure to go ahead and hit that like button. And wow, Treehouse looks freaking awesome. I don't know if we're going to do it this year, but we're probably going to do it within the next year and a half. And I'm excited about it. I'd like to do it in the summer. Calling out some people. Thank you, Frank. That MO was Missouri. Anthony Quintelli. Thank you, Quince. I appreciate whatever you sell me or sent me. Thank you so much. And Calvin, welcome to the show. Robert Albanese. Woo! All right, thank you so much. Woo! All right, that's Ric Flair. I was never really good at that. It's like a high pitched, like, woo! I don't know. Woo! Yeah. Oh, damn. Do that again.
I can't. That's a one-time thing, and I hope it gets deleted off the algorithm.
Oh, that was great. I learn every time I come to the beer show, and we love that. We love that you learn. And let's get back into the actual Julius and what we think. As I'm drinking it, you can see like how unfiltered looking this thing is. I can't see any particles, but the haze on this sucker is pretty thick. You got all this residue in there. One of the things that I picked up, Nate, I don't know if you have this too, is I'm getting some type of and I don't mind it. As weird as this sounds, let me go ahead and make sure that I'm not talking shit.
You probably are. Nate Flair.
Nate Flair. And one of the things that I realized that I taste in this beer, I taste a little bit of propane. I don't know what that is. I don't know. I taste like a gaseous, like a gas. It's not bad. It's like kombucha when you drink that stuff. I feel like I'm looking at a copper colored orange juice, right? Yeah, damn right. It's just a weird taste. It's we almost have 20 people in the room. Holy crap, we're gonna have to do shots. But
by the way, if we get to 30, Danny's getting a Malort tattoo.
I'm not getting a Malort tattoo. I have some other plans, but no, you're getting the Malort tattoo. Really good. Like the first sip, unbelievably tasty. As I continue to drink through this thing, it's not as chewy as some of the other hazies, as some of the unfiltered stuff that you're going to try. That gassy propane taste is just the flavor between the hops, I'm thinking, and the orange. It's got, have you ever eaten an orange peel? Like actually eaten it?
Yeah, it's pithy. That's the pith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? Pith?
P-I-T-H. Pith.
Yeah, you get a pithy feeling.
Yep.
Afterwards, almost like a bitter on an old fashioned. Right? That's what I taste. What do you think? You're always grumpy here. It's drinking. Why do you think we're always grumpy here?
Hey, Danny, why don't you read this on the back of the can? Because that's going to tell a little bit about what's going on with this beer. Or unless you want me to read it.
To be honest with you, I love to read, but I can't read. I can't see. I could put readers on. Hold on, I got readers now.
We are excited that you are holding Treehouse Brewing Company's flagship American IPA. Julius is a bright tropical beer filled with notes of peach, mango, passion fruit, and a melange of citrus. It is gentle on the palate while still incredibly hop saturated. It is a result of our uncompromising dedication to fresh, progressive, delightful beer. We hope you enjoy it with laughter, good cheer, and in the company of those you love. Danny, what do I always say about that?
It's not exactly about the beer that you're actually drinking, it's about the people that you're drinking it with.
Right. And then tell us the story. We want to know. Now we know what you're thinking. So now when we're drinking the beer, it makes sense, right? I get it. I like it.
It's solid, dude. You know what I mean? Like the beer is delicious. But let's go ahead and give me your best Boston accent, your best New England accent.
Oh man.
Come on. Hey, my name is Seth. Come on. Give me something, dude. Give me something. Hey, Tom Brady.
Hey, how about this? I'm not going to do it right now because I'm on the spot and you're making me nervous. But during the show, I will throw it in there.
Okay. All right. I can handle that. All right. The Julius looks good. It's pretty good, Murph Ron. If you want to go ahead and meet the owner, maybe we could go ahead and work something out. I always love when the bottler has a description. Yeah, I got to agree with you on that, Mikey. Thank you so much. Pretty soon we're going to be doing the mead. I'm excited to try that. And that's what I often, when I see these hazy beers, that's kind of what I think of is like the mead, right? But, not really loving the taste of this thing. There's not a bad thing to say about it. But let's go into some good news. Now, we don't want to stay doing great. Thanks, Judith. Calvin, so happy to see you. Thanks for stopping by here. Each and every one of you guys. Definitely feeling the strength of a 6%er. Well, let's go ahead and let's get into the good news segment, folks.
Drink the beer.
Drinking a beer, huh? Over there in the car. I think Seth's at the bar. Tom Brady. I can't, but I got to tell you, which accent, this is a quick, what would you rather?
Oh.
Which accent would you rather be slapped with for the rest of your life? Hardcore Rhode Island, Boston, New England accent or London Cockney?
London Cockney. But no, here's the thing. At least the Boston accent, I can understand what the people are saying. The Cockney, it's a completely different thing. Like I'd have to have like an abacus to figure out what the words meant.
The Cockney one is not that bad when it comes to British accents. The worst is fucking Newcastle. I had this girl that worked for me for 2 years from Newcastle. I don't remember what she said. I would just go,
My mom's an English teacher, Nate. Dude, what a dick.
Good fucking work, guys.
Boys.
Eddie's boys.
Guys, by the way, stick around. I got a quiz for Danny later, and you guys are going to love one of the questions.
A Massachusetts quiz. I'll take my Buffalo accent over both of them.
Hey guys, yeah, we're going down get beef on whack on Saturday.
People in California, Brian, thank you. They always look at me and they go, and they're watching me talk for a little bit, and then they go real serious. They always lean in. Where are you from, man?
Dude, where the fuck are you from?
Where are you from, man? Oh, there. Yeah, I'm picking up like a hardcore New York City mixed with a little Midwest. I'm like, well, it's pretty much like a blue collar Buffalo Midwest accent, but I grew up in an Italian neighborhood. So it's pretty funny, but there it is. The Julius. I was gonna go, I want one of those, but one is right here with me. Let's go ahead and get into the good news, guys. Go ahead and bring that guy up there. I'm talking about Sober Curious. Have you ever heard of Sober Curious, Nate?
No.
All right. For more than 4 years, Chris Marshall has run an alcohol-free bar in Texas. The bar is part of the growing movement known as Sober Curious. Marshall, who's 38, owned Sam's Bar in 2017 as a place where people could socialize and have fun without the presence of alcohol. Probably fights, too. And it's in Austin's first drink-slinging pub where you won't find a drop of alcohol. It combines the best parts of a bar, the music, the connection, and an environment that's truly inclusive of everyone. He told Southern Living, Marshall gave up alcohol in his early 20s. His life began to spiral out of control until he checked into rehab at age 23. found sobriety and connection, and with just $200 in his pocket and a few folding tables, Marshall rented a lot in the back of a hair salon and took the first step towards building the foundation of a zero alcohol bar. Now that's what's pretty good. People started showing up. People were showing up when they were literally outside because they got the vision of what I was creating. It was not about the drinks, and the people come for the drinks, but they stay for the community. Hey, that's awesome. I mean, hey, look, we don't promote alcoholism. We review beers here on this channel. Now, me and Nate have always fell into the category of a functioning alcoholic. We drank pretty much our adult life. I started drinking when I was 16 years old. Not a lot. Like, you know, I remember my cousin introduced me to the screwdriver. It was an orange juice with shots of Jack Daniels.
Dude, you can make a screwdriver with this.
Yes, while we played Metroid. But one of the things I do want to say is if I never had a sip of alcohol ever again after the show, I would be okay. I truly mean that, because I have so many other interests in life that alcohol doesn't supersede that. It does, Dan. You can't say that on TV. It's probably going to come back to me right after I win my Oscar award. You know, one of the things is, why not?
No, I was to the
comment. Oh, yeah. Why not me? Why not
16 means? Sorry.
Well, the thing is like, alcohol to me is not about this show. It's not about getting drunk. Yeah, we have stronger beers and stuff like that. It's about the community and about being able to, create this show around the alcohol. Like, literally, seriously, if anybody knows me, if I went with another drop of alcohol, I would be okay. I have a lot of other interests. And I believe the same thing for Nate. So what this guy doing here, Chris Marshall, I think that's amazing. I think that's really great. I think that he's bringing something into the world that allows other people to go out and celebrate, getting together in the community. It's almost like a charged up coffee shop, or a coffee shop where people aren't reading or writing scripts. Pretty cool, man. I think that's the different. I think it's something different that's really cool. What do you think, Nate?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I think it's cool. I don't know. I would never go, but I'm glad he's doing it.
I would go. I would definitely go to check it out. Now, I like a little alcohol in my bloodstream. I like, I'm single. I like girls around that are drinking alcohol. This is probably going to go back and bite me one day, but I'm going to stop there. I just want to say hello to Jens and Patrick. Rochester asked if you ever had Genesee Ruby Red. No, I haven't. I have not tried that one. That sounds like a delicious one. And, maybe I'll go ahead and try it someday. But that's the good news, guys. If you're ever sober curious, head to Austin, which is an awesome city with live music, lots of alcoholic bars. They also have a bar where they don't serve any alcohol. Jens is speaking Danish. That's pretty cool, but I don't know what you're saying. So I'm going to move on. Nate, here's the Orange Julius. Delicious. Unbelievably good. Let's go ahead and just get right into the show and tell, guys. Let's get right into it, and then we'll whack this down and score it. Oh, it's so good. I don't want it to end. Anonymous guy, please don't take away the Julius. All right. All right. Going on, guys. Today's show and tell brings us back to 1 year anniversary of our co-host Nate. And guys, when he first started out, this was in March of last year. March 21st was his first appearance on the show. He had talked to me probably since early January. So that would have been 2021 at the early year. Like, how could he fit on the show? We had talked about it. He was still nervous. Like, I have a good knack for nerves on camera just because I get it too. Like, I'm not saying like I'm, Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, I go out there in front of casting directors and producers that put out multi-billion-dollar blockbuster movies. And yeah, sometimes you get a little nervous. So I know that feeling. I've done it hundreds, if not thousands of times. When Nate started talking to me about this, we started thinking about how we're going to get you on the show. What would be cool? How can we slide you into this segment? I was in the shack. I was doing it off my phone. And we came up with this idea to do Eat It or Not. Remember? Eat it or not. Oh, what will he do? Will he try it for me and you? Oh, eat it or not. Yeah. Nate will. Okay, so you get the gist of it. It's like Greatest American Hero tagline. So eat it or not. And I want to go ahead, and this is the show and tell. These are a couple of snippets from the early days. Now, one thing I'd like to point out is Nate's lighting wasn't that good. He was not a goth guy back then. But let's take a look.
Oh, dude, look at the video. Look at the difference in video.
Great, bro. You look great. All right. Dude, look at all right. Now, hence, I'm wearing the same shirt because of this. I tried to style my hair, but it was a little shorter back then. I had a buzz cut.
You look like a Marine.
Yeah, drinking as 18 years young. That's okay, Drunatic. We'll remember the Seinfeld version of that song. Yeah. Costanza. No.
Yeah, it's on his answering machine.
Oh, no, Costanza. Believe it or not. Yeah.
George isn't at home.
But if you leave a message, he'll call you right back.
Yeah, there you go.
I actually really liked The Greatest American Hero. But here he is, guys, on the first episode, digging in to the can of Scottish haggis. Okay? Look at that.
I think he threw an H in there.
Scottish haggis. Such a long time ago. It seems crazy. If you look, there he is. He's sampling it. Okay? He's taking a look at it. Look at that thing. Looks disgusting.
Yeah, tastes great.
Yeah, it looks great. There it is, folks. That is today's show and tell. The 1 year anniversary, Nate, of you being on the show. I thought I'd bring that up and show everybody that. Tony, let's go run through those comments. You guys should do a musical episode. Leave it up. Aquanuts! Yes! All the way from Denmark. Welcome to the show. Jens. And Robert Albanese says stash. All right. All right. Welcome, everybody. I'm so excited that you guys are all here enjoying yourselves. This is what we are drinking. It is the Julius.
What are we going to rank? Oh, dude, I'm so curious to see the score on this thing.
Oh, man. It's going to be interesting because it's going to be really good. And I'm feeling really shit-faced.
I'm feeling buzzed right now. No doubt about that. Are you ready to drop this thing?
Yes, I am. I just got to figure out that little thing right there. All right, here we go. So cheers to the last sip of the Julius. I wish you could stay with me for a longer time. But now I must drink you, and you will go in my belly. I feel proud.
That is a fucking good beer. God damn it.
That's the gold standard, my friend.
Holy shit, that's good. All right.
That is the gold standard. Now, one thing I got to tell you is we're going old school today, baby. We're going old school.
Uh-oh, what are you doing? No sheet?
Old school. Yeah, it didn't print properly, so we're drawing it up.
Hey, man, let's do it. Let's rock and roll. What do you got?
Well, let me write this out. Treehouse Julius.
Guys, if we get to 20 in the room, Danny's going to do another funnel. He's already done one for the anniversary. And there's a chance when he doesn't get an answer correct in the quiz, he might do another one.
Well, I don't know if I could do that.
All right, listen, dude. These are the rules you set. I'm sorry.
You're right. All right, let's go on to the Orange Julius. Okay, from the very first sip, like I said, I don't know if I was psychologically enamored by the how much everyone talked about this thing, the notoriety, the hype, all that kind of stuff. But I will tell you what, it lived up to the hype It was absolutely delicious. The first sip was like drinking a beautiful orange juice that had been infused with alcohol, but doesn't leave you with more alcohol or juice. It was the right balance. It was perfectly good. Really liked all the different flavor profiles going on, the complexity. Treehouse, you slammed it. And for that, guys, I'm going with 5.0 on the taste. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm doing 5.0 too. I think it's this one with another one that we'll be doing soon from Seth. These are the two of the best beers I've ever had. And when it comes to a category, which is what I'm going to keep that in, is the hazy category. This is maybe the second best. So 5.0.
What's the first?
We'll talk about it on the edited video.
Oh, you're suggesting my head hurts. All right. We're going with the price. Now, I don't know. Congrats, Nate, on the 1-year anniversary. Aquanuts. Man.
It's expensive, Danny. It's expensive. It's expensive.
What is it, bro?
$5 a can.
$5 a can. Whoa, bro. That's expensive as hell. All right. You get a good beer. You get a part of popularity, American culture, if you will.
Oh, sorry. I had them confused, Danny. It's $3.80 for this. Sorry.
Oh,
I apologize. $3.80.
Better. $1.29 cheaper. Better. One of the things about this beer that I like, that it was sent to me from Anonymous. Great jump, guys. Love you.
Thanks,
Keep going. Hey, Rob. Yeah. $3.80 is still expensive, but for what you get, I think it's worth it. It's the fact that they don't distribute it, that you got to go to the brewery. I can understand that price point, and I respect that. I'll give them a score of 4.0. I think that's okay.
I actually think this is a great price for this beer. The fact that we are unable to get it where we are, and we had our hands on it for that price, I'm going 5.0.
Okay. All right, let's go to the design. I like the design, but I don't love it because it kind of takes you a little bit to figure out what it is. It's very artistic. I like that. I like that they kept the treehouse image of what we actually saw of the real, like almost like a Rembrandt picture of the treehouse. Yeah. I like that it's got the color scheme of the creamsicle, but I don't like that. I wish the treehouse was white. I wish it was a more vibrant pop off of it.
Okay.
When I look at this, I kind of like it takes me a while. And to be honest, it took me a while to even notice that was a treehouse because of the color. If this was white, it would pop out more. I like the can itself, but overall, I'm not thrilled about the design. 3.0.
Okay. So I'm going to go in a different direction here. I'm not necessarily saying I love the artwork, but what I love is the consistency through their beers. And I like that they are showcasing who they are. Like people have done artwork on this. They have this treehouse on their property. I do agree that it blends in and it kind of becomes monochromatic in a way and it's tough to pick it up. But they also put the story. You guys know how I feel about putting the story on here. It's a big deal to me. Tell me what you're thinking. Why are you creating this beer? What are we supposed to be experiencing? I'm not going to go crazy on it, but I still like it. 4.0.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Accessibility, not good, guys. The only place you can get it is at the brewery. That's a very low score.
It's a ding.
That's a big ding. Unfortunately, I like that. And that will play into the factor of the travel man down factor. But accessibility, we have to look at it in terms of, Anchor, Heineken being the top of it. And this one is the lowest of it. So unfortunately, I'm giving them a score of 1.0.
I have to do the same thing. It's got to be a 1.0. You got to be there to get it. We got lucky.
Yeah.
So 1.0.
A hard score. We got lucky, and I'm blessed for that. Going with the TMD X Factor. TMD X Factor is, look, I've heard about this beer. I've said it 4 times on the show already for many years. I'm excited about it. I'm excited that they do the exclusivity. Is that the word?
Exclusivity.
I like that. I think that has something to do with like how excited I am about it. But the fact that the product is very good backs it up. So you can understand like what they're doing is actually working. I think that's superb. I love it. I couldn't be happier with reviewing this beer. 5.0.
Yeah, so X Factor for me, Gary, thank you. Anonymous donor.
Gary is the anonymous that you just laid his name out there.
I know. It's yeah. Anyway, so
thank you, Al Capone.
there's a lot of factors here. Number one, the notoriety. Number two, the fact we were able to get something so exclusive through the help of my friend, which is a big deal to me. The fact it's as good as it is, Danny, I'm shocked at how good it is. It changes my perspective on hazy IPAs. I got to be honest. The fact that my friends, Anthony, Seth, and Rob were on the stream. Thank you guys so much for showing and being supportive of what we do. The fact it's my 1-year anniversary. I mean, can I go higher than a 5.0?
AJ did. AJ gave us like 2.7.5.
Is that
sure?
Pie?
Yeah, give whatever you want. Fuck it. It's your 1-year anniversary.
I'm going to give it a 10.0.
What? Nice. All right, you give him carte blanche. He says, I'll take it out.
For the score itself, I'm going to give it a 5.0 because we have to stay within the parameters. But my heart says 10.
You can give it 10.0, dude. I just heard about this Chinese guy that got evicted from the buffet. He was taking the entire tray of shrimp frogs. he was wearing it out, bro.
You guys don't, man. Yeah, we have insight on that stuff.
Oh, so go for it, bro. Whatever you want to give it, give it. 1 day pass.
What's the overall? What do you got?
My overall on this beer, unfortunately, because the accessibility brought it down, but other than that, it's been wonderful. Anytime I can get my hands on the Julius, or you can try it out, I give it an 18.0. 18.0. Old school style. Look at it, baby. All right. What'd you get, Nate?
So I'm going to take a little extra time here because this does not happen often or ever. So if I go with this traditional point system, they get a 19. Hold on, that doesn't make any sense. 20, get a 20. But if I do the Nate X Factor Anniversary Edition, it's the first 25 ever.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have an asterisk, but it doesn't really matter. 25. Oh, the Treehouse.
This is the Barry Bonds, the Pete Rose, the Roger Clemens.
What
right? That's who it is.
What do you guys think? What do you think? Should we let him in? Should we keep this?
Is it a 25? Are you guys cool with that? The community, you guys have to speak up.
It's the first 25, the very first we've ever seen. Now, yeah, there's a little bit. So what? He jacked his veins with a little androstenedione. But you know what? The ball went farther. All right, it's on. All right, let's see what happens. Let us know in the comments below what you think.
What a beer, man. Danny, how fucking good is that beer? I want to drink it again.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good. Massachusetts perfection. Hey, this is Chef.
Masshole.
I love it. I love it. Ta-da. 25. Calvin says, I love it, Calvin. it seems like everybody's okay with you birthing another 5 points out of nowhere. It's the best fucking beer guy. Yeah. I love it.
Fucking best beer guy.
Frank is the Massachusetts guy. That's awesome, Nate. I love that sometimes you got to bend the rules a little bit. It is your anniversary. Give him a 25. Let's see who can touch it.
If any beer deserves a 25, this is one of them.
It is. It was fantastic. Wicked good beer, yeah, kid. I love Emily. Emily is like, look, I love all you guys, but Emily watches from the shadows. And then she says the funniest one-line shit. I love it. Thank you, Emily. Wicked, yeah? Dude, how about Barrow singing happy birthday to Drunatic? Dude, Barrow plays it off like he can't speak English. The dude is like a Sinatra. He sounds like Sinatra. He sounds like Sinatra.
He sounds like Sinatra.
You know who Sinatra is?
Yeah, you know where he's from?
Brooklyn.
Hoboken, New Jersey.
That's where Brewster's Millions was from. Anyway.
Well, I think he's checking his messages on Instagram.
No, I was trying to find Barrow's singing happy birthday. I'm trying to blend us together. I'm like the baritone, happy birthday. All right, moving on, guys. It's time for the second beer, but I want to stop and ask you, what do you think of the background? went with a little different play. I really like it. I think it's a little bit better than the green. It makes us pop a little bit. I mean, it's tough to tell because we got black shirts. Oh, he wants credit. He did find it, and so he did find it. But I'm pretty sold on it. I like it. I think it's pretty nice. But moving on, let's get to the second beer because, well, it's that time. And this beer, I'm really excited to drink as well as I was the first beer because this is another Massachusetts beer. Huh? Yeah, kid, this is wicked good. Tom Brady threw 4 touchdowns. So, I'm really excited about it. It comes from another great brewery in Massachusetts. Somebody has already reached out to us, which happens periodically, but I'm really happy about them. And guys, I'm talking about Trillium Brewing, and they bring us the Double IPA from Smooth Seas. Okay, check this one out.
Oh, Danny, I got the wrong one.
What do you got?
Kidding. They got 2 different styles of the same beer.
Screw you, asshole. I'm like, dude, mine, I gotta say, my can's better.
But look at, dude, we'll talk about it later, but I love the look of this can.
Yeah, they're really
it's really cool.
You know, the thing I like about it, should I hold it for the design or should I talk about it now?
Hold it for the design.
Hold it for the design. All right, because I really like Trillian. I like what they're doing. But this is Trillium, guys. Nate, how strong is this double IPA?
8%.
What's it?
8%. I know.
Forgot to tell you guys I'm on medication, so if I seem a little erratic, it's probably something mixing. But anyway, we're gonna get on with this one. This one's definitely gonna put me over the top. If we somehow add a shot here and there or a beer, I'm gonna be screwed. All right, but this is the double IPA from another great brewing company. I think they rate it number 3 in the world. You do this?
Who doesn't? What do you do this?
No, I got to tell you this, right? It's so funny because they did this study about people and they said, hey, show me the number 3. And most everybody goes 3 like this, right? They said that people that go 3 like this, their mind works differently. Yeah.
Looks like an eagle's talon.
Yeah, no, I go like this. And it's so funny that they happen organically. I got to find that study because Shanna brought it. She goes, hey, Danny, give me the number 3. And most everybody goes like this. But I go like this. So, Marissa, buenas tardes. Welcome.
How do you do the middle finger? Do you go old school with the middle finger? Yeah, like this. What is this crap?
I mean, there's that one, and then there's this one.
What is this bullshit? They're clearly going out of their way to do it. Why? You look like an asshole.
I can't do that one.
Oh, look who showed up. There he is.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We have one of the OG viewers, my dad, Mr. Mark Soleil. Welcome. Just as we're giving everyone the finger. All right, let's give my dad a good welcome. No, I don't know how people give their finger like this.
I hate it. I hate it.
I just give the simple old school finger.
Lazy finger.
Hey, Dad knows this one.
Oh, in China?
In China. Anyway, we're drinking this one. This is the Smooth Seas. They're from Boston, Massachusetts. It is going to be another great beer. It's a double IPA. Nate, what do you say? Let's go ahead and crack this sucker and smell it.
And smell it.
Woo! Oh shit! I'm screwed. I'm screwed, bro.
Dude, this thing is it's gonna be a doozy. It's gonna wow.
Look at the love my dad is getting. I love it, bro. This thing smells like I'm with Jeff Motti in Franklinville, and I'm going grouse hunting, and the pines are whacking you in the face as you're walking through. It's so piney. The smell is just absolutely, oh, it's IPA heaven. If you like IPAs, then this is the one. And I love it's so fresh. Frank says sometimes I walk to Trillium. It was a good.
Sorry.
Sometimes I walk to Trillium. Frank, are you busting our balls here or what?
Frank, do you live in Canton or close?
Yeah, he said you could walk there.
Well, I mean, they have several locations, so but the original I think is in Canton. He can tell us in the comments.
Okay, well, guys, the first smell is now Nate, do you suspect we're gonna have a hazy IPA like the last one, or is this gonna be more of your regular colored IPA?
No, this is gonna be it's gonna look like a creamsicle.
Okay, let's do it. I live in Boston, guy. He said that's wicked cool. All right, here we go. Let's pour out. You all right? Taking notes?
Sorry, I was doing my thing. Go.
Oh yeah.
There it is. Oh my gosh, the colors is different than
the Julius.
Yeah, it's whiter. It looks almost like a Hefeweizen in a way. Wow, look at that thing.
Jeez.
So Anthony Quintiliani was on before, Danny. You butchered his name. It was amazing. Thank you for doing that.
No problem, Quince.
He prefers Trillium to Treehouse. He's from Boston. I forget exactly where, Quincy or something like that. But he's drank a lot of these, and this is his preference. A lot of people like Treehouse better, but he's one of the people that loves Trillium.
He's from Quincy, Mass, huh? Hey, everyone. Looks like a wheat beer. Says, yeah. My dad thinks it looks like a wheat beer. Dad, it's more thicker than a wheat beer. It's like, I mean, it's weird because there is some carbonation bubbles going on there. Hey, cheers, Nate. Let's go ahead and try it. Trillium. Here we go.
It looks like preserved lemons. Like, my God, the color is insane. Oh, shit.
That's freaking good.
That is completely different.
Dude,
That's a creamsicle.
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but like when you dive into this thing, you're getting
wow.
You're getting like everything from an IPA that you taste, but then there's this little backwash just as you pull the glass from your lips that you get. Nate said creamsicle. You get a creamsicle taste.
Yes.
I love creamsicles. This beer is friggin' amazing. Like first sip, Nate, for me, fantastic. Even better than the Julius. And that's hard to say.
So do you mind if I read something quickly?
Please do. This beer's so good, I might start smoking.
All right. So just to give you guys an understanding, I'm going to Untapped and I'm just reading the description. Okay. Seafaring culture in southern Massachusetts dates back centuries, with our shores serving as a center of commerce, fishing, whaling, and shipbuilding. As an ode to New England maritime heritage and those that bravely face uncertainty in the wide expanse of open waters, we teamed up with another collaboration with our friends at Vitamin C in Weymouth, Mass. Smooth Sea Double IPA showcases massive additions of Citra in the dry hop, imported Congolese vanilla beans, and lactose. Pouring a heavy, milky haze of deep golden straw, Smooth Seas floods the nose with enticing aromatics of fruity, tropical hops and freshly baked vanilla cupcakes.
Look at this. You see this? This is all my money going to the stripper because he's wearing vanilla bean cologne. All this. All that. That shit is amazing.
Fuck, it's so good.
It's so good. Oh my gosh, dude!
I'm shocked at how good that is. Danny's favorite beer is Cali Creamin' by Mother Earth. This is a grown-ups version of Cali Creamin'.
Hey, don't disrespect California.
Sorry, it's a different thing, dude. This is way better.
It's man, dude.
It looks like brown milk, says Aquanuts. I like that. I've got to go back for that.
I got to tell you, I think this one is. I kind of was, pretty versed on what I liked, but this really cracks it open, man. It's the vanilla bean and beer, vanilla bean, and that brings me back to, Beer Feelings, who sells the beer salts. I'm gonna go ahead and purchase to support her some vanilla bean salt. I mean, it's just there's something about the vanilla bean.
It's that local Boston Congolese vanilla bean.
Well, all right. Well, it's
I don't know why that's funny, but it is.
Dude, it's freaking delicious, man. It's freaking delicious. But
Woo!
Nate, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit more about Trillium? I'm going to use the restroom.
Boom. All right, guys. So same as the last slides. This is the way it's going to be every week, every beer. Talk about the brewery. You can see Trillium. There's the logo on the left. Kind of like their logo. It's kind of cool. Website, go check it out. It's not as good as Treehouse's website, in my opinion, but we'll showcase them both in a little bit. Instagram, Twitter, go check it out. So, again, a Massachusetts beer, a Massachusetts brewery. You can see, guys, Northeast Massachusetts. This is out of Boston. So the Red Star is where Boston is. It's a coastal city, one of the most proud cities in the country. And this beer is directly from Boston. Some facts about Trillium. Look at that flower. I had no idea what Trillium meant until I started doing some research. But founded in 2013, again, a newer brewery. So they were kind of riding the wave in the wake of Alchemist with the Heady Topper and Julius from Treehouse. Trillium is even a younger company and still a top 10 brewer in the world. Trillium is a flower. As you can see, there's 3 petals. I would imagine that's what the tri out of Trillium means. You can only buy this in Massachusetts. I do think that they distribute more than Treehouse. If somebody can comment, Frank, if you can tell me, if you can get this in a store, if you can get it in a Total Wine, if you can get it in a beer store, I'm not sure, grocery stores, but you can only buy it in Massachusetts.
Stop. I want to say welcome back to Have Trolling. I love it when someone says goodbye and then they return. Yes. Sorry. Okay, move on. Sorry,
all good. One thing we will say, and we'll talk about more after we review it, it's expensive. This beer is expensive, right? So a 4-pack is $24.
Whoa.
So this is part of the craft beer game right now. They're putting so many exotic ingredients into these beers, and they're adding so many hops. Hops are expensive. It's not as cheap as a regular grain. So when they're adding all this in, you got to pay for it, right? And they are super heavy in the New England IPA game, same as Alchemist, same as Treehouse. Great, great brewery. Danny, their flagship, this is not their flagship, right? So this is called Congress Street. The one we're drinking is not the flagship. It's a collaboration, but I wanted to try something different. Flagship is called Congress Street, which is a double IPA, New England, NEIPA, ABV of 8%. The check-in's 51,000 with another exceptional score of 4.31.
Wow.
One interesting aspect to this brewery is it's actually a married couple that have done this, which I think is incredible, right? Having women in the brew community is super important. Trillium was founded in March of 2013 by JC and Esther Tetrall.
I like this picture.
What's that?
I like the picture. He looks like somebody we'd hang out with. He's got the American flag in the background.
Yeah. Create a New England farmhouse-inspired experience through the lens of craft beer. Launched with 3 employees and the supportive family. What an awesome story. Friends and community, our little brewery located at 369 Congress Street in Boston, then sleepy Fort Point neighborhood, has grown to a team of nearly 300. So you can see in 9 years their ascension. It's pretty incredible.
Dude, the beer is freaking good, man.
Dude, it's awesome. Here's some pictures of their breweries. They do have several locations. I don't know where they all are, but they're all over Boston. I think they might even go into Vermont, but I'm not 100% sure. And of course, I wanted to showcase some of their beers. They have a style. It's more monochromatic than Treehouse is, but I like that. I like the simplicity. I like the white backdrop of the can. Danny's is very colorful, which is just a different version of the same beer. But look at how beautiful those beers are in the bottom right corner. Look at that.
The thing I really like about your beers, I like what they're doing. I'm invested into that. I like the black and white. This is obviously very colorful, and this is some kind of limited edition, if you will, or whatever. The beer is the same, but the thing I like about that is I like how it has that classic typewriter look to it, where it's like a classic book, a classic novel. I think that's friggin' awesome. To be honest with you, I think it's the best I've ever seen. It's my favorite look, and I love stuff like Space Camper, and I love what's the other one? The balloons one, where it's very artistic, cartoony. But I really like this original look, man. Black and white looks awesome.
It does. So guys, that's Trillium, awesome brewery. If you're ever in the Northeast, my suggestion is don't just go to one of these. Make like a week out of it. You can go to Alchemist. You can go to Allagash. You can go to Trillium, Treehouse. You can go up to Maine and go to Maine Brewing. Like there's so many things going on up in that corridor. Danny, we should probably do some sort of a tour.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen. This is the kind of beer. I know my dad doesn't really like fanciness beer. He likes his Labatt Blue and things like that. But man, if you're gonna try this one, I will say this: when we talk about vanilla bean, it's not something that you're gonna say like, "Oh, I don't like dessert beers." It doesn't have that. It has something else. It has just the right at the end of the beer sip. It has a nice little take you there, take you to the help. But hey, Nate, I'm up for it. I'm up for all kinds of stuff. Always at that time, it's quiz time, Massachusetts style. My name's Peter Griffin. How you doing? This is gonna be hard because you're gonna have some historical shit in there. And I don't know, Sam Adams.
I got to make it. So, guys, just so everybody knows, this is not a very difficult quiz, right? It's supposed to be for fun. And also educational for people that don't know a lot about American culture or American sport or music, whatever. So, Danny, are you ready? Here's the rule. A funnel. Go. What?
Okay. Can I phone in a friend?
Yes.
Okay, so my phone in a friend. I have a question I'm stuck on, and I volunteered. He doesn't know about this, but I'm going to ask his name. Frank. He's the smartest guy I know on this show.
You only can use it once.
I can only use it once. He's from Massachusetts. He's super smart. He's the only teacher that gave me the time of day, except for Danny, the other Danny, the gym teacher, Danny. And I'll never forget that. So, Frank, if you wouldn't mind, will you be my lifeline? If I call out to you, I need help with one of these questions. I hope you'll say yes. Barrow says, get ready, Daddy. Call me TMD. Oh, have Trolling is saying call him. Okay, maybe.
Both. All right, here's the deal. So this is what I'm thinking, Danny. So because the game is not rigged against you. If you get all of them correct, I will take a shot. If you only get one wrong, you got to do we'll do two wrong. If you get two wrong, you got to do a beer bomb. There's 9 questions.
Two wrong, dude, that's ridiculous.
Two, dude, I'm telling you, these are not hard questions.
No, dude. Last time for the St. Patty's Day, you gave me 5 and 4. You gave me 5. I had to get 5 right.
No, so that was a quiz I took offline. This I made myself. Trust me on this one. If you get 2 wrong, you got to funnel. If you get none wrong, which is a very distinct possibility, I will take a shot.
All right, ready? I get 2 life. I get a lifeline.
Yes, you get 2. Yes, 2 lifelines.
So have Trolling and Frank will be my call-ins.
Okay.
All right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. Question number 1. What is the capital of Massachusetts? Is it Brockton? Is it Concord? Boston? Or Springfield? Danny?
Springfield.
What? Why wouldn't you use a lifeline?
I thought it was Springfield.
That's why I put it in there. It's definitely not Springfield. It is Boston, and it used to be Concord.
Fuck.
So there's 1.
Okay.
You better use those lifelines. Are you ready? Number 2.
See, this is hard, man.
No, it's not. What is the name of the Boston baseball team?
Red Sox.
Boom. So he's 1 and 1. If he gets 2 wrong, he's got a funnel. but I am out of the shot.
I think it should be long baseball. I think it should be 3 strikes, to be honest with you. You live the code of baseball by life. That's just it. You don't just say 2.
2. New England clam chowder is red or white?
I know it's red. All right, white.
Yes, it's white.
Manhattan is red.
It is the Manhattan clam. Very well done, Danny. Travel Man Dan comes up big. Next question. In 1716, this structure was the first of its kind built in America. Was it the bridge, a church, a lighthouse, or a school?
1716. So that means boats were not coming over in massive time. That means there was a lot of marshes in Massachusetts.
Dude,
So therefore, they had to build bridges. But don't do that.
Dude, you've only got 6 questions left, and if you get 2 more, you're done, dude. You got to be careful.
You said 2 more.
Fine.
All right, I'm going to call Frank on this one. Frank, this is a vague question.
Don't. If I were you, I would. Oh, shit.
I'm going to call. I get 3 misses. That's only fair.
Fine. Whatever.
Any one of these 4 could have been built in 1716.
Why do you think I chose them? By the way,
okay.
He's
nice.
Franklin. I'm not sure.
Nice lifeline you are. All right, I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to go with my intuition. I'm going to go with bridge.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Emily was right. Barrow was right. You don't listen to an OG. Barrow's telling you lighthouse.
Well, I thought it might have been lighthouse, but then I thought maybe 7. Okay, so I'm down to 2.
Yep. All right, here we go. Next question.
I'm good at 2 hit.
How many titles do the Boston Celtics have?
I think I know this, but I'm going to call my lifeline. I'm going to call on Have Trillian. Google that shit, bro.
Google it. You only get 30 seconds. Go.
I can't even read the numbers on my watch.
6, 17, 13, or 11?
I think I already know it.
Okay. Is it 6?
No.
Definitely not, right?
Might have been 6 since I'm alive. Waiting on you, Have Trillian. You got 10 seconds, Have Trillian. Come on. Bob, what's going on, man?
What do you got? Give me an answer.
17.
You are correct, sir. Yes. All right.
Come on, please. Thank you, Have Trillian.
Have confidence in your Boston knowledge. Completely agree, Frank. All right.
Easy questions. It's not an easy question. See, Aquanuts is mocking you, Nate. All right, give me the next question.
Tom Brady is the horse, bull, goat, or king?
Goat, greatest of all time.
By the way, you don't like saying that, do you?
No, I do. It's just the 2 things. I can hear old time people going, he was no Joe Montana. No, he wasn't. He's better than Joe Montana.
The greatest. Yeah. No question.
Joe Montana had John Taylor and a little guy named Jerry Rice. And it was the 80s when it was running first. Anyway, moving on.
Which of these is not a Massachusetts nickname? The Bay State, the Tea State, the Codfish State, or the Old Colony State?
Frank, help me out. I think I know it. I'll give
you 1 minute, Danny. You got 1 minute.
starting.
Now.
I think I know it.
Okay. The Bay State, the Tea State, the Codfish State, and the
Frank?
Old Go.
All right, Frank. I'm going with you because I trust you. It's not what I thought you would say.
Yeah, I fucking knew it. Damn it, Frank.
The Tea State.
Yes, good job. Good job, Frank. The Tea State. All right. So those other three names, most states have one name, but they've got several. The Bay State, the Codfish State, and the Old Colony State. Those are all real nicknames.
Yeah, because people think the Boston Tea Party.
All right. Who owns Sam Adams Beer? Is it Anheuser-Busch, Boston Beer Company, Molson Coors, or does Sam Adams own Sam Adams?
Oh, come on, dude. I was not going to pick that. I was wrong, Frank. But I don't need help on.
Hey, you can use Have Trolling.
Have Trolling. Can you help me out on this one? Who owns Sam Adams Beer? You have 40 seconds.
Dude, you get a lot of time for every question. Whoa. You think Anheuser-Busch is... Oh, sorry.
Now, see, Nate, I know your sarcasm. Boston Beer. Sam Adams. Proudly brewed by Sam Adams. Sam Adams. Proudly brewed and sponsored by Anheuser-Busch.
Here we go. Hold on. Dude, they're all telling you wrong. They're all giving you different shit.
Fucking James is telling me Samuel Jackson.
Samuel Jackson.
All right. All right.
Oh, that's great. Oh,
I'm going to go with Samuel Adams.
It is the Boston Beer Company. You missed out because whoever Emily M is, she told you and you did not get it.
Emily M.
All right. One more question. Who's this?
I think that's 3, right?
Yeah, you're done, dude. Who's this?
Richard Grieco with a mustache.
Nobody knows who the fuck Richard Grieco is. 21 Jump Street. Dude, that's WB Mason.
Okay, great. I gotta go get the other beer.
That does not count towards your answers. That was more for my friends. But anyway. Carlo Ponzi.
Timothy Dalton with a stash.
WB Mason. Who but? That's who but. All right, Danny. Hey, you're a good quiz taker. That was fun.
That was not. These are not easy.
By the way, guys, I don't know if you can tell by my face, but I'm up against it for the rest of the day. And this beer, Gary, both of these beers are sensational. Maybe the best pairing of beers we've had on the show. I know Danny's probably taking a pee, but absolutely loved it. You know what? I'm going to share a website. You guys want to see? Let's do not Smoothies. Let's do the Trillian website. All right. All right. So there you go. Right there's a Trillian website. If you get a chance, go take a look at it. It's pretty cool. You can see the 9 years of Trillium. 9 years have flown by. To celebrate our anniversary, we're hosting 2 intimate dining events featuring a special selection of beer paired with a 4-course menu, highlighting New England through our culinary team's talents. I would absolutely love to do that. Here we go. So shop, local pickup, right? How do you do it? Same day beer. They got a place in Kenton. Look at how beautiful that place is there. Huh? Awesome. Danny, what do you think of that? Do you want to hang out there for an entire day and drink beer?
I do. I
definitely do. Right near Fenway.
And not interested.
Fort Point, don't know where that is. And I was going to say something else. Anyway, so just wanted to share that with you guys.
I will share this with you.
What's that?
Next quiz.
You're doing it?
No, but if you want, I can. I'm going with Emily. Emily's going to be my lifeline.
Yes, she's
Frank, who sleeps on the streets of Boston.
Doesn't know shit. Thanks, Frank.
Well, you're not drinking it. When are you going to malort your ass up?
Why would I malort? I won.
It's your anniversary. I know.
Frank said you're firing me?
You're fired. Yes, Frank. I'm firing you.
All right, Danny, I'll do a shot of malort with you.
Emily is now my lifeline. Oh, I'm in Boston. I didn't know that.
Who is?
Eh?
Who's in Boston?
Emily.
Oh, no shit. Where the hell does Emily person come from? All right, ready?
Emily is friends with Tom, I believe.
What?
Emily first appeared on the show 8 months ago when Tom, the bartender, was there.
Wow, you got a good memory, buddy. Here we go.
I do. It may not appear, but I know I had no jobs and I still failed. Sorry, Frank.
No, Frank, the fact you're here, that's your only job.
Yeah, and Frank, listen, we're going to do a Massachusetts, like East Coast, a beer meetup. You will be the host.
Do you guys think Danny should ask me quizzes or should I just only ask Danny? Because I love doing it. I will always do it. It's fun for me. But there is something about switching it up. Danny, what do you think?
Frank is out. I love the European.
All right, dude, let's go.
Cheers.
Cheers. Gambe. By the way, Danny, I just want to say you drank the funnel in the same time I drank the shot.
Wow.
Pretty impressive. And I'm smashed with these 2 beers.
Me too. I'm eating scrambled eggs after this.
Danny, I wanted to commend you on your cooking ability. He sent me a picture of steak yesterday. You're getting pretty damn good, dude.
I am. I figured
the right that I got you.
What's that?
Are you using the skillet that I got you?
Yeah. What I do is, and if you live in I'm not talking to you, I'm firing you too. Sorry, Frank. What I figured out in my apartment is I did a lot of research, and then I talked to Nate, who has actually applied this technique, is how to cook the right steak, because I'm eating a lot of meat and vegetables. That's it. I'm trying to lose all the surgery weight, and I want to go ahead and change my diet a little bit more. But one of the things I found is how to cook a proper steak in an apartment. And what you do is you put it on. You get a New York strip steak. It's easier. The bone takes some of the heat. What I found. So like if you put the steak in the oven, the bone will saturate some of that heat, and that way it takes away from that pre-cooking, if you will. So putting it on 300, putting it in a pan, and then leaving it for 12 minutes after. Here's the critical part of the 300. Make sure that you preheat and you get to 300. Because a lot of people get impatient and they put it in there, but the oven's only at 220. You got to wait a little bit. Wait till it heats up. Put the New York strip steak in there. Why it shows people a plus for the. Hey Nate, if you love it, why don't you do it? It shows that people what you're doing with the love. All right, we can definitely do it. But then what you do is, and this I love. Nate bought me a cast iron pan for my birthday last year.
No, it was for your housewarming.
Housewarming. Sorry. Okay. Yeah.
Everybody needs to feel it. Food expert.
Hey, Food Birds. Welcome from Greece. I went ahead and put in a bunch of butter, heated it up really well. I pulled the steak from the pan and the oven. You put it on the one side and you sear it for 2 minutes. Then you flip it over, and whatever side it was on in the pan, you start with the opposite side. So that way it gets the heat the first. I'm in LA this week. Let's get up, man. That way you get the heat first, and then boom. I don't know, a minute and a half. For me, it was delicious. And thanks for the tips, Nate. But yeah, if you're in an apartment, smaller living quarters, you don't have access to a grill, that's how I cook steak.
Reverse sear, Danny. That's what it's called.
Reverse sear. See, I don't remember there was a thing for it. But now there is the time for this. And this is time for what? What?
Jesus Christ.
You rather.
Oh, wow. Dude, can you take us through that again?
What
would you rather? Oh, hold on. Are you in Massachusetts or LA? Danny is in LA. I'm in Las Vegas, but it's a Massachusetts show.
Yes.
Episode.
Thank you, Nate. Yeah, so I'm in LA. If you want to go and do something, Food Expert is a food reviewer that travels the world doing food videos. Bert, I know we talked about doing something before. Let's go ahead and lock it down. Let's do it. The first Food Friday has to come out. So I don't know if you're interested. I kind of wanted to do like a fish sandwich review. All right. Anyway, let's move on. It's time for What Would You Rather? Bert, hook me up. Here we go. Nate, I'm going to give you a ticket to a game. Where would you rather go? Would you rather go see the Boston Celtics basketball or the Boston Garden?
The Boston Garden. Look at that. Look at all those banners. We talked about it before. 17 of them hanging up there. Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Dennis Johnson. Who else?
Robert
Parrish, Danny Ainge, right? First of all, how awesome was Larry Bird? I mean, the biggest shit talker in the history of the NBA, one of the greatest pure shooters of all time. He couldn't fucking jump and he couldn't defend anybody. But he was a wizard. The guy was amazing. He's a top 3, 4, 5 player of all time.
But I think you're not doing justice to the whole Red Auerbach and Oscar Robinson era. And the people that Kevin McHale, and like that's the 80s and that's where we grew up and stuff. But like there was an era before us where the Celtics actually and the Garden actually gained its notoriety. And that was way before us. After that, and going into the early 2000s, you had Kevin Garnett and what's his name?
Paul Pierce and Ray Allen.
Yeah, Paul Pierce and Ray Allen.
Rajon Rondo.
Iconic place. Where would you rather go, there or, well, fortunately, Fenway Park?
The Cathedral. I mean, look at how, dude, I don't care if you like Boston or not. That place is amazing. Look at that. God damn it, Fenway Park.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. It's like an old school baseball diamond. It's something that's taken out of a relic of 100 years ago. It's one of the places that I feel like I need to see. Now, one of the regrets I have in life, and I don't have many, but I think this one haunts me a lot, is I never visited Old Yankee Stadium.
What?
I never went there. Yeah.
So I saw the Red Sox play there when I worked for WB Mason.
Well, you lived there, you lived in New York City, and that's a little bit easier. But even Buffalo, bend the boat, they had to pick one, it would be Fenway. Okay, interesting, Chris.
What do you got?
So if I had to pick both, I don't like either team. I'm a Clippers fan and I'm a Yankees diehard. But if I had to go one just to go see it, it'd be tough. Hopefully it won't be against the Yankees because, I don't want to be getting a black eye or giving a black eye. But I'll go with Fenway.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same for me. Like there's something about take me out to the ball game, the peanuts, the Cracker Jacks, all that kind of stuff. The Green Monster, which is so unique to baseball, right? The Boston Garden, how cool it was, there's no doubt about it. The history was great. It's like Madison Square Garden, but it doesn't have an identity outside the fact that it's old and it has a lot of championships in it. Fenway's got an identity. I choose Fenway.
Yeah, and they didn't start winning championships until 2004. So it was just a really awesome place. Good night, Barrow. All right, let's go on to number 2. Where would you rather go? I've always considered myself as a man of both institutions that I could fit in quite easily to both places. But the first one is Harvard. Okay? Are you going to Harvard University? If I went to Harvard, I don't know. I'll probably study molecular sciences or something. I mean, once again, when you look at the backdrop of Boston, I mean, it looks like iconic America, right? It looks like stuff that you'd see in 80s movies and just like your picturesque vision of America. There's Harvard, or you're going to go to MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, some of the smartest minds in the world. Okay, I choose not to go there because I was more into the arts and I wanted to play baseball.
I chose not to go there.
You know, but look at the beautiful campus. I mean, it goes across the river. If I had to choose one, I've always considered myself a Harvard man. I'm going with Harvard.
Yeah, I'm going to go Harvard too. I don't even know what MIT does. I know it's a technology school, but I don't know what that means. But Harvard, like I watched The Social Network like you did. I'll go to Harvard.
All right, going number 3, it's time to eat. And when you think Boston, you think clam chowder. Okay, look at that. Okay, we talked about it earlier. The red one is the Manhattan clam chowder. The white one is the New England clam chowder. Inside there is not only cubed delicious potatoes, but like lobsters, clams, fish pieces. You know, just delicious seafood. Lobster. It's just done right.
Awesome.
Now, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Boston has a gigantic population of Portuguese people, and they have this thing. And it is called
the linguiça.
The linguiça cheese roll. Okay? It kind of looks like a pontezella.
Yeah, you're right. A Portuguese family of 9 children composed the heart of the locally beloved Sunrise Bakery and Coffee Shop. My mom did it right, she said. I had all of these. Well, can't see it anymore. But all these children, we're going to reuse them for something. I don't know what that means, but there's the sandwich.
Well, she meant like, hey, we got all these children. Let's put them to work at the restaurant. I mean, to me, this looks like one of my favorite meals of all time, and that is the stromboli that my brother makes.
Ooh. You know, remember when we went to 4 Kegs?
Way better. My brother makes freaking awesome. Yeah,
really?
It's more yeast flavor. Not so fried centric. It's more on the bread. And it's funny because Italian Americans know what this is back east, but out here in California, I mentioned stromboli. They have no idea what it is. They know what a panzerotti is. It kind of looks like that. If I'm choosing between the two of these, I love seafood. I love soup. I love clam chowder. But no way in hell am I not going to try that cheesy bread looking meat thing. Okay, I'm going with that Portuguese linguiça.
Same. That's it. I'm going with that pork thing.
Emily said it's illegal. It's illegal to put tomatoes in clam chowder. Kind of like onions and peppers on steak cheese.
Cheesesteak.
All right, going to number 4. Look, guys, the Oscars are tonight. Nate, you going to watch the Oscars?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm going to watch them. Every year I find myself inspired by watching this. Just by what I'm going to say one day. You know, I just kind of peep in to see what I'm going to say. So tonight's Oscars, make sure you check them out. But these 2 next people are deserving of it, in my opinion, of any Oscar because they make people feel the movies. They may have been nominated before, but who are you going with, guys? You're going with the old ancient actor of all time, Kurt Russell.
Look at that
guy, dude.
Yeah, I tried to find good ones of like him and what was the Chinatown one? What's the name of that movie?
Jack Nicholson?
No, not Chinatown. The other one, Escape from shit. Was it Escape from the?
Oh, Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry.
Yeah, Lil Pen. Charles Lopez.
There he is.
Yeah, as Miracle. Okay, I got kind of a Kurt Russell look to me.
Ish.
Kurt Russell started acting as a baby. Like he was acting when he was like 4 or 5 years old.
Is he like a Juilliard kid?
He wasn't a Juilliard kid. He was brought up in the family. His father, but I'd rather watch you on YouTube. That's awesome, Drew. It really touched my heart. Or would you rather go with one of my favorites? I got him made in his later career, not until he was 43 years old, Steve Carell. All right. And then Nate, our ultimate favorite show, The Office.
Look at him, dude. What is there? It's all right. So we watch Seinfeld. We watch I don't know whatever. But this one is up there with that. Like getting through every episode. This is season 1 when his hair was bad, but what an awesome show. So many quotable moments from that show. It was endearing. He was a guy that was un-PC, but it wasn't because he was a dick. It was because he was just a normal guy, and he was actually quite kind with everything that he did, right? So he was a complex character, in my opinion.
Yeah, he put light on what everybody knew was going on in a funny way, and the writers were brilliant. Steve Carell delivered. Kurt Russell, I love Escape from LA. I love the Overboard. I love Kurt Russell. Like, he's a great actor.
Hell yeah.
But if I had to choose one of these Massachusetts-born actors, for me, inspiring as it is, I'm about the age of Steve Carell when he first made it big, when he had his role on Anchorman. I'm going with Steve Carell. I love The Office. I love his work.
Yeah, it's a difficult one because if I'm just taking...
Chris said it right here. Tough, great. Both different kind of career, but tough to pick.
It is. It's tough to pick. Like, the better actor, I think, is Kurt Russell, in my opinion. But better character overall, for me, is Michael Scott, right? So I don't know. It's tough to figure out which one you're weighing more. I'm going to go Kurt Russell just because I just love Kurt Russell. I like him more as a person.
Yeah, I love Kurt Russell. And, he's a solid, these guys are solid actors. But hey, guys, this is what we're drinking. It's from Trillium. It's called the Smooth Seas. It is the Double Ipa. It's absolutely astonishing how delicious it is. And now here comes question number 5. I love how the vanilla gets trapped in the note. My favorite beer ever. Nate has been on the show for 1 year. It is 1 year anniversary. So I got to ask you, what would you rather? You have to eat 1 can of a haggis every single day for 30 days.
Okay.
Or another 4 episodes later, he brought out the Chinese 1,000-year-old egg. Total stink fest. Imagine what his farts smelled like the day after. Probably brutal. Probably knocked Cindy out. Would you rather have 1 can of haggis for 30 days or 4 eggs for 3 months? That's a tough one because
every day for 3 months?
Yeah, it's a tough one because I think the haggis, you can fry it up and you can kind of mix with it and add some hot sauce but when you're eating straight up 1,000-year-old eggs, it's not so much the eating but like I said, the gas afterwards. The gas is gonna, you could be in your office at work on a Tuesday afternoon and you smoke one out the back end. You're the man, Carlos. You smoke it out, dude. You're like, and all of a sudden somebody comes in. You're gonna knock that somebody out. The 1,000-year-old egg has got to be brutal going through. Wonder Strudel, Carlos Z in the house. Welcome. What do you think, Nate? Which one are you taking? I'm gonna have to go with let it smoke, bro. Give me the eggs.
Yeah, I'm going the eggs. I think it'll be easy for me to pop 4 eggs than it would be to go the haggis I like, but to eat it every day I feel would be laborious. Whereas 4 eggs, I can just wake up, pop them, chase it with a glass of warm water or something, and get on with my day. So I would do the century eggs.
Yeah, and I think if you took some probiotic, you'd be able to handle that. Anyway, moving on, guys. It's time to go ahead and whack this sucker down and get on with the score. This has been amazing. This is the Trillium Smooth Seas. This beer is so fantastic. I don't want you to leave. Please. I think Nate alluded to it earlier when I went to the bathroom and got the beer. This has been the best pairing of 2 beers that we could possibly have on the show. Thank you so much for hopping on. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sorry to see the Smooth Seas go. This beer truly is amazing. I love the vanilla notes. I love the impact. I love the strength of it. Really delicious. Oh, wow. I wish I had more. I really do. That's a lot of eggs, says Frank. Yes, I know. we got into the subject of eggs. You got to bring it up. But hey, guys, I can't tell you how fantastic this beer is. Trillium Smooth Seas. I'm going to go ahead and get started. That way we can wrap this show up under 2 hours. When you look at the taste of this thing, when you grab it and you drink it, you think it's going to be something like a hazy IPA. It's nothing like your normal hazy IPAs. Normal hazy IPAs have a bit of citric flavor to it. This thing has a really front-centric vanilla bean. We talked about the Congolese vanilla beans. Absolutely delicious. I love it. I absolutely will look for it more. And I've lost my Sharpie. Let me go get it real quick over here. I threw it at the door earlier. Guys, I'd be a real jag-off if I didn't go ahead and give this a 5.0. 5.0 for the Trillium Smooth Seas.
5.0 for me too. So I do not like vanilla in my beer. That's because when they do it, they typically go too vanilla. This is not too vanilla. It's like on the back of your palate vanilla and just reminds you of it like a smooth sea. So for me, 5.0, they fucking crushed this beer.
Nice. All right, price. I don't know because this was handed over to me.
I know.
Nate, how much was it?
$5 a can. That's where I got it mixed up before.
Expensive, okay? Very expensive. But when you look at it, it's a good beer. It's a quality beer. And it's a strong beer. I'm not going to ding him as much as I did the other beer, but I'm going to still ding him a little bit. 3.0. $5 for a can of beer is expensive. If you're going to buy it,
you're right about that. I will incorporate the fact that we didn't pay for it. So it's $5 a can. Gary helped us out. Thank you. But instead of going 3.0, and I can't go 5.0 because the price itself is still expensive, but it's so good and so exclusive that even $5 doesn't feel that crazy. 4.5.
Oh, wow. All right, design. Look, my design is much different than Nate. We already talked about this. Yep. I love the old novel look, but I also like the way that this looks like your old Renaissance painting, maybe mid-century painting. I think it's a beautiful design. It was created by the artist. Hold on, let me tell you what the artist they did a collaboration with, so that way you are under the wits and understanding of what went on here. This one was a collab with Vitamin C, what Nate talked about. Even the can art by Kevin Simo at Fairfolk was done. I think it's cool. I like Nate's can better, though. When I first glanced, I liked mine, but now that I look at it, I really like how this brings in the newspaper article, but mine's still really badass, 4.0.
So I don't know if you noticed this, but the guy that's in the boat that's rowing, he's rowing cases of Trillian beer.
I didn't know that.
Look at that. That's so cool to me. Like it's so difficult to get this beer. He's literally rowing in a rowboat to give you the beer. So for me, the style, again, I like Danny's can. I like this, got a splash of color to it, but there's something about this white monochromatic style that I love. They do a great job. 4.5.
Go on to the next number.
Next, accessibility, right? So this is where they get popped. They have to. You got to be in the state of Massachusetts to buy this beer. Massachusetts is a small state. We've got 50 of them. They're only one. So if you live in Nevada, if you live in California, if you live in Washington State or Oregon or Montana, your ability to get this beer, Texas even, you can't. You have to have somebody that you know, like a Gary or somebody similar that's going to get you the beer and send it to you, which we're so lucky we have somebody to do that. Accessibility sucks, but there's also a good side to that. It's because they're not trying to mass distribute. They want to serve their local community. So there's a benefit to that, but we're not going to probably incorporate that into the score here. So I'm going to go 1.5. I hate to do it.
Yeah, I hate to do it too. 1.5 for me. Sucks everyone can't try it, but I understand what they're doing. Going on with the TMD X Factor. Maybe one of the best pairings, if not the best pairing show we've ever done. This beer was phenomenal. It gave me a little bit more than the Mother's Earth. Although I love the Mother's Earth, I'm not going to say it was the grown-up version. I was going to say it gave me a little more. It's stronger.
Yep.
I
Sure.
love strong beers. I'm going to go ahead and give that. Why couldn't I? Gary, is it Kevin? Gary, who delivered these to us? Gary, who's no longer anonymous. But Gary, thank you so much. The fact that Trillian Brewing puts stock in, regular guys that just put out beer reviews about it, responded back to me, I think that's phenomenal. I love that. And for that, I'm giving them a 5.0. I couldn't do them any other than that. Great beer, great company. Love it.
5.0. How can you do anything other than this? We're getting some of the best beers in the world by some of the best brewers in the world. The exclusivity of it, how much they care about what they're doing for their community and what they're brewing on those brew sites. It's exceptional. 5.0.
Hey guys, there you have it. 5.0 from Nate. Look, the only thing I'm going to say is the accessibility hurts them. If they didn't get hurt by that, that would be the only thing. But I think that's cool. Continue to do your thing. I like that.
Yeah, it's okay.
But when we judge it here, Dan, you look like you're a good host. Sorry, I didn't know what they made 360. Thank you so much, Frank. I appreciate it, man. We're just joshing with you, Frank. I'll always remember, hanging out in Shanghai and stuff like that. So we go way back before this show. So thank you, Frank. I give it an 18.5, Nate. Smooth Seas from Trillian. Great beer, great score. 21. Holy mackerel. My man is on fire. You never see Nate not only a higher score than me on one, but a higher score than me on both beers. What an epic day. What an epic show. Guys, and that's going to roll us right into the die. Grab your die. Let's roll it. What are you reading? What are you watching? What are you listening to? I rolled a 2.
I rolled a 2.
You rolled a 2 also? What am I watching? I'm watching a movie with Jeff Bridges, another longtime actor since way back when he was like 4 years old, and Chris Pine, Captain America. And forgive me, I forget the other actor's name, but I'm watching Hell or High Water. If you like that kind of stuff, it's like a bank robbery in West Texas. It's got a dreary kind of feel to it, a subdued kind of feel, but a real feel. And if you like that kind of movie, then definitely check that one out. Great day to you too, Frank. I love you, man. I hope you're doing well. And Nate, what are you watching?
By the way, the actor you're thinking of, his name is Ben Foster, and he's great in that movie.
Ben Foster is great.
For me, I'm watching a movie called Chef. It's not new. It's old. It was Jon Favreau, and it's inspired by Roy Choi. It's inspired by the food truck craze of America. And it's just so well done. I think I can watch it 100 times, maybe 1,000 times, never get bored with it. I love food. I love food trucks. There's an element of beer involved in it in some way, just from, the idea of crafting things yourself, right? And kind of providing things to your community. That's what they do. Check it out, Chef.
Yeah, that is a great. Dan, what a great show. Going to tell. Oh, thank you, Peter. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for stopping by, and thank you for saying that. I'm going to close out today's show with the quote of the show, and this one is going back to what we were talking about earlier with Nate being his anniversary, and I want to go ahead and commend you, my friend. I really appreciate you showing up and being here and being present. And this came from Jim Rohn, who is an entrepreneur. He's an American entrepreneur, much like Warren Buffett, like an older guy, not like a YouTube or social media entrepreneur, like a real entrepreneur, like a man that's invested his money in growing companies. And he said this, and this is important because I want Nate to hear this. He said, motivation is what gets you started, but commitment is what keeps you going. And that is no ever so clear than on this show, than in life. And whatever this quote means on this show, you can relate it to your life. And look, you become motivated, right? Maybe you're smoking a doobie, you're drinking some beer, having fun with friends, talking about something that you want to do. You're motivated. You're pumped up. Even the next day, you're ready to go. But when you actually start applying that stuff, that motivation is gone. Okay, that initial motivation that you started on, however this is relative to your life, we're talking in terms of me and my channel and the show with Nate, but commitment is what keeps you going. Showing up week after week, throughout the week, talking about how to get better, how to improve, how to get that 1% better. That's what keeps you going. And I think Jim Rohan has such a clear idea of this because he was an American entrepreneur, made millions of dollars throughout his life. But this is so important because you may be motivated one day to want to do something, and you may start that thing in motion, whatever that be, whether you want to be a chef or a pianist, or you want to pursue law or doctor, whatever that may be. But commitment to that thing is what keeps you going. That thing of just telling yourself, you got to keep going. You got to keep going. You may have to learn some things. You may have to take higher education. You may have to take classes, whatever it is in your field, whatever it is relative to your life, you have to keep going. For us, it's YouTube. We just keep showing up. We keep promoting beers. We keep reviewing. We keep trying to make this thing happen. So important. And Nate, really, man, thank you so much. I commend you for your commitment. And this is a quote specifically about commitment. Whatever it is in your life, I hope that you guys are motivated to go ahead and start. Just get going. Press go, and you'll be fine. But stick to it. Stay to it. And that's pretty much how I want to end the show, Nate.
All right, man. I appreciate that. And you're right. You know, it takes inspiration to do something, but it takes follow through to complete that mission, right?
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. You know, like 80% of the things, you know, can be developed. Thanks for the quote, Dan. Calvin, I hope you can apply it to whatever you're doing in life. All that love is on this channel. I want more. Dude, have trouble, and thank you so much. I have more right answers than Danny. Thank you. And we're going to end it on that. Keep it light. See you next week. Jens, we absolutely love you. Oh, we're going to do that thing. Okay, we had the Orange Julius, one of the best shows we ever had. We had the Trillium Smooth Seas. This was amazing. Thank you so much. I hope we got another second year. We'll always celebrate your anniversary, my friend. We'll always do it. We'll always do it. And, you know, have a great day. Tell Cindy and the kids I said hi. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm Travel Man Dan. That's Nate. What was your name today?
Masshole.
Not asshole. Masshole. I'm Travel Man Dan. And remember, it's a big world out there. Make sure you see every bit of it. Wow. Awesome.